Okie dokie, let's catch you up on the trading knowledge that I've experienced since the last video, and we'll talk about the trading day. So, the knowledge. I read Mark Douglas's first book. In the previous video, I talked about I just finished reading his second book, Trading in the Zone. So now I've just finished his first book, The Disciplined Trader. Again, just talks about a lot of probability concepts and understanding. Something that I'm still grasping at. I get some things and other things are just I still need to work on. But I definitely felt today's trading session, I felt like I was in flow state. And just something I learned as well from Man Trading on his YouTube channel. He says just like, don't drink coffee. Trading in general is going to give you high levels of adrenaline. And basically, all the things that you get from coffee, you're going to be getting if you're sober while trading anyway. So just don't drink coffee. And that made a lot of sense. So yeah, I'm very happy. It's like these small little subtle things that bring really good stuff. So I've also learned Tori Trade's original coach, her uncle. I also checked out that course, and that also gave a whole bunch of interesting concepts and interesting tools to understand the market from a trend line and a price action perspective. But from a probability perspective, there was this great story of just that at any given moment there's always going to be it could be multiple people, but it's usually just one mover, and all you have to do is just move with whoever that mover is. Up, down, it doesn't matter. Just move with. And if you're wrong, take the small loss. And that's the biggest lesson that I need to learn, is the quick cuts, because I'm still, for some reason, hesitant to cut. So I need to really I need more practice. That's it. That's simply that. And I'll explain that in today's trading session, because I've already started getting better, but I do definitely feel attached to these losers, and I need to just go into the market with just full detachment. Today was a good trading session. Again, let me come back to this stuff. Here's probably the coolest implementations that I've done, and I think it's already a game changer. I think it's already phenomenally going to show the results that I deserve. Because I did an entire trading setup change. So I'm now just trading on one screen. I've put press stick, like a small little piece of press stick on my screen. Because how my brokerage works is when you select to either go long or short, you click the button, and then there's a confirmation window that pops up that you need to then close. And the confirmation window is just like, okay, cool, you've done the thing. But in that time frame, you're like, in that small little second time frame, your trade could be in the loss. And so I've actually, I'm practicing, and I've minimized my screen so that pop-up is really close to the box that I need to press long or short. So I'm practicing just learning a muscle memory of whenever I press long or short, my mouse just instantly goes to that blob of press stick on my monitor, just to press close. So it's like I'm saving seconds. The other thing is that I'm looking, so I didn't do this for years. When I started trading, I used to have the chart with the market moving up and down, and then on the second screen, I used to have the account with the amount of potential loss or win, that number cycling up and down. When I started this game, I used to look at that number, and because I was so attached to really wanting money, that number really affected me emotionally. So I learned that I needed to not look at that number and just look at the chart. But now with my next level of thinking, it's actually helping me to reintegrate that looking at that number, because I am genuinely detached now from looking at that number from a money perspective. I've grown from that perspective. Now it's actually, I'm looking at that number cycling up and down. Oh, here's another thing I did. I've returned back to 1 minute time frame because basically my whole persona, my whole psychology is wired as a scalper. It's wired as a video gamer. And I was doing well as a scalper. I can't remember when, but back when I was learning those scalping techniques, I was getting good results. So I come on, let me just come back to that train of thought. So basically, another thing, so on my screen, I've got one monitor. On the left, I've got a clock. And so I'm able to then follow the seconds per minute on the clock. Now, I figured out years ago that the market is moving on the minute time frame the most in the last 10 seconds of the minute. But I never actually decided to look at what's going on in the first 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, 40 seconds. So that's what I'm busy trying to figure out now. And I'm doing that in conjunction with seeing how how my potential profit or loss is moving as well. And already I'm beginning to notice something very interesting because I'm beginning to see where the strength is, if I'm right or if I'm wrong. And if I'm wrong, now that I've told you about how I've got this little blob of press stick on my monitor, if I'm wrong, I'm busy learning the skill of just getting out quickly and getting out with as little damage as possible to the account. Because what I've noticed when there's trending market days, you get ones where you're at a small loss, but then the big move comes. And when you're in that move, you're in that move. Here's another thing that I've done, actually. Before, when I used to get in my trade, immediately I'd click on the button that would show me where that entry is. So there would be a big line on my screen and it'll show me where that entry is. And then there'd also be a dotted line that would show me where my stop loss is that I've created. So either on top there would be a dotted line, or at the bottom there'd be a dotted line, long or short, depending on my move at the time. Now thinking in probabilities, it means that there's never any guarantee that the market will move in the direction that I think it's going to move. So I'm never sure. I just need to follow that wave like a surfer. So not having that on my screen for the first time ever in this new iteration of my learning through trading, it's been very it's just allowed me to get so much more into flow states, and I've really just enjoyed that. There's one other thing. Oh yeah. So basically, here's where I'm at. In my knowledge so far, I have been able to, using Heikin candles, I'm busy. It helps me to see the wave, so to speak. The next thing is now, if there is a wave, where is that wave going to move to? So I've been able to figure that out through an indicator. So another new thing is that the brokerage that I used recently didn't update, and it's just user-friendly, ease of use kind of generic things. Sometimes they add extra stuff, and I was looking at the extra stuff, and they added an indicator, and this particular indicator does everything that I've been doing manually for the past couple of months automatically. Absolute game changer. I'm so excited about this particular indicator. It has been a game changer. On top of that indicator, I've added another indicator that shows trend strength. So it's a lagging indicator. Heikin is more reliable in showing where the trend might go to, but then it's just an extra kind of confirmation. So in other words, I've got support and resistance and indicator automatically. I've got a trend strength indicator as confirmation, but it's lagging. Heikin is the best source of where the market might move to. I've got my clock, which I'm monitoring on the 5 to 10 second basis. I know what the clock is going to do anywhere between 40, 45, 50 and upwards, because that's where the major moves happen, and that's where generally I tend to go in. But I'm also seeing between the 5, 10, around 5 to about 30, 35 seconds. I'm looking at that time frame and the numbers of potential profit or loss moving up and down. And I'm immediately beginning to see if I'm right, if my entry is right, then I'm seeing a lot more profit. And when it goes a little bit back, it doesn't stay there for very long. So that's a lot more reliable for me right now in the game, as opposed to looking at the chart. The Heikin Ashi candle isn't very reliable, so I was actually using the open high low close bar to see. But even then, it's like too much motion. It's too much wishful thinking adrenaline when I'm looking at the thing up and down. That's just me in my current stage of the game, plus all the updates that have happened since the previous video, plus all the things I've learned. Now let's talk about today's trading session. So today's trading session, I can't remember, I forgot to write down what my opening balance was, but so I'll get that from the previous video. But my closing balance is down, the account is down, so it went from whatever it is to now minus 1,319. Again, demo account. But I'm very okay with that, because in this instance, in today's trading session, all I was focused on is experiencing the pain of trying to get myself to cut the trades as soon as possible. Right now, my thinking is that a stop loss is it is the final risk kind of management thing, barriers that you put. But if the trade isn't going like in your direction, my thinking now is don't lose money and wait for the trade to stop you out. Like if the trade isn't immediately going in your direction, just get out, save your money. Like no brainer. That's where my head is at the moment. So the first couple of trades that I did today were trades where I just didn't cut fast enough because I was still busy figuring out how do I want to do my screens. I had the press stick on my monitor idea. So yeah, it was just like the first couple of trades were rubbish. There are a lot of trades because now Adam's in scalping mode. So there's just far too many trades to count. But looking at them from the beginning, let's talk about which market. So I was on Dow Jones today, simply just because time frame, that was the only thing that I could do. Again, sideways market, so it was just a really frustrating kind of day in general. I always trade with the amount that I have in my live account. So based on my spreadsheet, I'm going to be trading with, if I was trading live, this is the amount that I am allowed to trade. And so that amount is currently $1.50 per point. And it's more just like I could trade at 10 cents because, yes, I'm busy trying to learn a skill. But at the same time, I want to experience what it's like to be looking at that fluctuation of profit loss within the amount of money that I'm actually going to be playing with. Because 10 cents is kind of like, you don't really care. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. So I just want to experience it. I want to experience it as if it's real. Fortunately, it's demo, so it's not real. So anyways, the first couple of trades, the where I was cutting here, let's see, $7, $5, $8, $13. So I definitely wasn't cutting enough or fast enough. Then we have my first good wins, and this was just such a relieving feeling to finally just feel wins again after the last couple of videos that were just shit. But so we had a $15 win, a $5 win, and I was also just monitoring, like, if the trade is going back against, like against my thing, I'm not going to allow it to go to zero and minus. I'm getting out with some kind of profit. And if it goes back in that direction, in the direction that I thought it would, then cool, I'll just jump straight back in. And if it keeps moving, yay, money. And if I'm wrong, then cool, just cut quick. So again, now we can already see my cuts are getting better. $5, $3, $3, $3, $5, $2. For some reason, something went wrong here. $9, $6. Here's one which was 75 cents. So again, I'm kind of getting it. I just wish it wasn't a sideways day, because I think I would see a lot more profit. Because now if it was a move, like a serious move, then all of these losses would kind of, again, this is a hypothetical. I could be wrong. But anyways, cool. So, yeah, here's a bad one. $9. Should have cut sooner. $4. Okay. Here's a win. $6. Here's a good cut. $1. Here's, I don't even know what the hell I was thinking here. $14, $12, $13 loss. Here's a phenomenal move. Again, guys, keep in mind, this is all sideways market movement today. So, like, there was basically nothing. Literally nothing. A lot of fake outs. So, but here was a phenomenal trade. $30. Phenomenal. Very happy with that. Then a terrible trade. $11. $5. So yeah, I need to work on my cuts even more. And then the final one, yeah. So $5, $14. I need to work on my cuts. Simple as that. That's the lesson. Here was a good trade, $22, 60 cents, good cut. $2, good. I'm glad. $3, I'm happy with that. $6, should have cut sooner. And then I closed off my day with 3 good trades. $6 profit, $11 profit, almost $10 profit, $9.90. So that is that's everything. That is everything. It's been a good day. I'm excited for tomorrow. Let's see how we go. Hopefully we get a actual proper trending day and not this utter Japan, Germany, and Wall Street trio of sideways movement. Cool. See y'all tomorrow.